Where are we?
Hey, we are at the Barnegat Lighthouse, overlooking Barnegat Bay and the Atlantic Ocean. A little cool, but absolutely beautiful. Water's a little cool. Look at these waves. Woohoo! Wow. Oh my God, there's some sailboats out in the horizon. Wow. Oh, smell that ocean. Look at the waves building.
I know.
Oh my goodness. And the current. Woo! Well, that one's going to stop. Wow. This is fabulous. Here we are, room 19, Southern Mansion. Wow, 14-foot ceilings, it's phenomenal.
Where is it?
We're at Cape May, right within walking distance to town. And we just had lunch at the Lobster House. Oh my gosh, 3 huge stuffed shrimp, baked potato, coleslaw. Now time for a nap in our beautiful king-size, hand-carved bed.
Here we are on the skimmer.
A lot of boats are heading south this time of year, so we'll see lots of transient.
We're on Cape May on a beautiful skimmer tour through the wetlands to see wildlife, animals, fish, people.
People.
My wife always says aim for the cheapest boats. We don't want to hit that.
Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh my God, we'll go by Cape May. We're gonna go by the lobster house where we have
Look at
delicious
this. Look
fish.
at that boat.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That's our next boat. Huh?
Wait for the sailboat to go by.
We'll wait for the sailboat to go by. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, just yet. Hold on, there's counts there. They'll give you some hints on how to use this boat.
You guys like a pair of binoculars? We have enough for everyone. Okay. Yep. Let me know. Chris.
Yes, thank you, Chris.
You might be coming in this side of the boat.
This is a famous lobster house where we have delicious seafood. We had stuffed shrimp yesterday, 3 huge stuffed shrimp, baked potato, coleslaw. It was to die for. And this sailboat is an open bar. We come out here and have cocktails. And right behind the Wesley, this beautiful big boat, you can have your meals outside, dining al fresco. It's just beautiful. I love Cape May. It's my favorite restaurant in the whole world.
Come back.
As their name suggests, the oyster catchers mostly feed on bivalves, oysters, and clams. They know where the muscle is that holds the 2 shells together, and they snip that with their beak, which opens up the.
That's the bird here, right?
Yeah, with the orange kind of carrot-like bill, white chest, and brown body. Have you tried rotating the focus wheel? Right up in the middle of there.
Turns her straight ahead with the red bill.
Or next to the Canada geese there.
Big boat.
boat?
I believe the World War II, yeah, bunker. This is called Poverty Beach. I don't know why it's called Poverty Beach. The bunker right here.
What is it, Andrea?
This is Poverty Beach, and that's a bunker on
It just
Poverty
flew by.
Beach.
Looks like a cormorant. Oyster catchers. So that's a flock of oyster catchers. You can hear that little.
Awfully warm. Beautiful.
One leg in behind. Yeah. Yep.
Says Poverty Beach is said to have originated with the poorer places in the past.
Fish?
Yep.
Oh. Eating a fish. It's an eagle eating a bunker.
What's the other raptor flying out there?
Looks like an osprey. Yeah, in the background, there's an osprey story.
It's about as close as we can get.
So is this a golden eagle or an immature?
I didn't hear you.
Is this a golden eagle or an
No,
immature?
that's a juvenile. Yeah, if it was a golden eagle, the alert would be out right now.
Did you get him here?
We did get golden eagles this time of year. They're not common, but they pass through.
I see a flying pattern on it.
And on the way back, because the last generation was all the way from as far as Canada to Mexico. And there's a few mountain ranges in Mexico where they all leave off the mountain. I've actually done it.
I've done it.
Basically a sticker to the ones that put on it. And then, like researchers in Mexico were based out of the dead monos. The 4 generations for them to make it up north.
Oh.
They die off, they reproduce.
Right.
They reproduce, then die, reproduce, then die. And then the last one,
And this is the last season.
these are the ones doing the whole trip themselves.
Wow. Where did they stop?
I didn't know you were the last one.
Yeah, right.
You're that
right.
one that's supposed to.
I mean, it's probably environmental. Like they might all
This
be
is the
programmed
bridge
with
over
it.
to Wildwood
And
Crest.
sun
It
starts
costs
going down
$1,
low
and it's a
after
one-way
that
bridge,
point,
so you
like,
have
all
to
right, this is
let
my time.
Get 'em.
the other
They
cars
come
go
across the Lake
either
Erie.
before you or you go until the other cars. But it's a bridge over to Wildwood Crest from Cape May. Let's do it.
Excuse me, I'm just be faster in the water. Like wet feathers move faster than dry feathers underwater. So he's drying off. They feed on fish, crabs, anything. They're underwater divers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the biggest clam cannery back there.
We don't have one of way. We'll try to take it and get up.
Sure. What are we looking at?
This is a 20-foot deep channel. This is a naturally deep channel.
Yes.
Keep an eye out for clapper rails along the shore, especially where there's some muddy shoreline.
Look at all this marsh.
Gathers in there.
There's one at 11 o'clock. There's a great blue heron back a little ways in the higher grass.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Oh, all the way back there, yeah.
They're scary looking. I have
The white egret out in the marsh.
That would make a cool picture. With his mouth wide open.
It's low tide here, and there's a little sandbar full of all kinds of
cormorant that we saw earlier.
cormorants.
drying its wings.
Lots of
Then the
birds.
gulls are all herring gulls. So some of them are brown, others are gray. The brown ones are just immature.
Oh,
And then in the back, it's a whole bunch of shorebirds migrating through. The other birds, the cormorants and the herring gulls, stay here year-round.
oh. This is low tide. High tide's in about 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
The bad thing is we have to approach from here in the lake, it's going to get worse.
I've done quite a bit of field work with the great egrets. We work in their nesting colony, monitoring their nests and banding them. And you have to hold their body like a football, and then you hold the top of their neck because that beak, it pecked one of my coworkers in her forehead, and she was just dribbling blood down the side. She was fine, but yeah, it's a sharp beak, and they're really strong. It's actually could be quite dangerous if it did, hit an eye or your mouth. But yeah, if you look at that beak with binoculars, you'll see how sharp it is.
I got some good pictures of that.
Is that you?
Hi, here we are in the beautiful southern mansion in our mauve room with 14-foot ceilings and beautiful antique furniture from the 1800s. This mansion is spectacular, and we are in room 19. It's all mauve and beautiful antiques. We just came back from a boat ride. Oh, my hair! Look at my hair! It doesn't look so bad, does it? Look at my hair.
Like going up a lighthouse. Can you come up? No, huh? Look at that.
Welcome to the Southern Mansion. These are the gardens from the 1800s. Absolutely beautiful. This makes a wonderful wedding venue if you know anyone who wants to get married. And the breakfast. Oh, we have our own private breakfast area here. Let me explain it.
No.
The south wing is over here, room 16 through 20.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking. Well, you made me come all the way down here.
Come.
This is the south wing from room 16 through 20. And you have a private breakfast area. I'm over here, honey. Private breakfast area here. Okay. The door, I left the door open. I didn't know where you were.
Look, the door.
Look at this beautiful porch. I'm going back. I left my room.
Here, I want you to hold the front door open.
Are all you coming in?
No, we stay here, but he wants to get a video of you.
Of me?
Smile, Christy.
How you doing?
I wanted the light in here so I can take
We're
a
doing
picture
great.
of all
The room
this.
is great. We're 19.
You like it?
You love it. Thank you.
Catch any ghosts on there?
I don't know. I couldn't.
Yes. About 2 months ago.
And this is a haunted southern mansion. She even said that she has had many ghost experiences here. Personally, I think I had one last night because I didn't sleep at all, okay? I didn't sleep at all last night.
We can have stories for days here.
I just didn't want room 14. So that's the story I heard.
All right, well, let's
What's
see
that?
So you're safe. You're 17.
I want to take pictures.
Yeah, the rooms are No. No. That's actually the south wing. Yeah. So that was built later on. The main house was built in 1863. The wing was built in the 90s. Yes, please, get to know the picture. So how many of these here? Here. All right, so today you'll fill this out as soon as possible, and then tomorrow and every day that you're here, after breakfast, you will be out, fill it out right away, and then put the time down that you want to study each one. So right now, yes, 8:30, well, 8:30, yeah, so 9 and 9:30. All right, so this is for both of you, guest one and guest two.
That moment, they got so excited that next year they came back and they could walk through it. And they were able to work through stuff. They came and they showed it to us and we're like, oh.
No, I'm just saying yes. Okay. Sorry. We are at the Southern Mansion, and I was talking to the people that work here. There are many paranormal experiences and sightings. It's a quote haunted, but in a good way. They're not harmful. Now we're staying in the south wing here, room 16 through 20. We're in room 19. The people in room 17 last year heard children playing out in the hallway and reported it. There was nobody there. They recorded the noise that they heard, but there was never anyone out there. So that's just one example. They have many other examples in this older part of the mansion of paranormal experiences. So it's probably why I didn't sleep last night.
This master freeholder and state assemblyman. But one of the finest examples of Italian architecture in Cape May is the Oliver Trust. No, that's the George Allen Mansion. That structure dates 1864, the right wing 1996. That's when this underwent several years of restoration to become the upscale bed and breakfast we know as the Southern Mansion. Did you notice it has air conditioning? That cupola on the top, you open the upper windows, out goes the hot air. 1915 Craftsman on your right with Flemish Bond on the outside, and that was the very first designer show house in Cape May. Everything on your right in the 1860s was the Corgi plantation, broken up into private building lots to construct the homes you see here now. And don't you just love the gingerbread everywhere you look in Cape May? Gets its name from the cake. They loved it so much they even used it for wedding cakes decorated with those very fancy. So Carpenter's Verge Board became known as gingerbread trim. And I want to show you the first school in Cape May. It's on the opposite right corner. The striped awnings, that was the Indian Queen Hotel in 1860. Students were there 6 or 7 years, relocated, and it became an African-American school. Oh, yes, indeed. I have to tell you about the Physic Mansion, saved from the wrecker's fall. Right. 1960s, 70s, they were going to tear it down, put up some housing. Well, preservationists jumped in and they said, not this one. So they saved it. And we are actually on city-owned property. And it costs us $1 a year, but we can, tail, sign, shark's tooth and fish scale shingles. That was built for Captain Henry Walker Hand and is set back $1,695. Hey, big spender. So we're off to see the Physic Mansion. You thought I was going to say off to see the wizard. Anyway, we're off to see the Physic Mansion. Adjacent to the mansion is our public tennis courts coming up on the right. And they were named for William J. Moore, an African-American tennis pro and educator, 53 years at the West Cape May School. And here's our 1879 stick-style structure. Can you say that real fast 3 times? It gets its name because it has, well, the red wooden tile roof, jerkin head dormers over the windows, stick brackets on the porch. Everything's linear and geometric. But you may have noticed they put the chimneys on upside down 5 times. Thank you, Frank Furness, the architect who designed it. He's best known today for his Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts, plus 600 others. The carriage house was the first structure on the estate in 1876. Dr. Physic would keep his horse and carriage there, and later his automobile. Had the first car in Cape May and also had the first auto accident. Figure that one out. In back of the carriage house is our vintage restaurant, open weekends. People were coming during COVID just to go to the restaurant. And you can visit the gallery with 50 years. He not only designed the exterior, but also the interior, fireplace manels, gasoliers, woodwork, and furniture, all for about $15,000. And it was occupied by a Philadelphia family. Dr. Ellen Physic, never married or practiced medicine. Could have played doctor when he was little, though. And his twice little mother, Frances Parmentier Ralston, her maiden sisters, Isabel and Emily. Of course, they were here in Cape May when this was the place to be. the playground of the presidents. There are all kinds of statesmen, entertainers, and VIPs. But things got real quiet at the turn of the century because the cars showed up. Roads to Cape May weren't real great, so people stopped off Wildwood, Atlantic City. Fortunately, that saved our 600-plus vintage buildings from being modernized or torn down. Today, our second golden age, based on the first one, started with the bed and breakfast industry, but then expanded into private homes as well. You look on the right corner, the Thomas Webster House was built in 1876. Same architect, same year, same style as our carriage house. And coming up on your right, a row of homes built for riverboat pilot captains. And their job was to get cargo vessels safely up the Delaware River through the treacherous waters to Wilmington, Philadelphia. Captain Horatio Church built that one with the Halloween decorations and the one next to it in the Queen Anne style. Obviously, he could only use one, right? Kept the other one for company. Always good to know somebody at the shore. And the next corner up on your right, the Judson Bennett House from 1887. Looks like a dollhouse. And this is one of the houses that's open for the tasting tour also. And I told you about gingerbread, wedding cakes, all that business. Well, this next house up on your right with the orange roof from 1845 has been nicknamed our wedding cake house because it's all decked out with gingerbread and just been re-icing. Next building's 1895 with its colonial revival porch and Queen Anne Tower. And the funeral home, people are dying to go there. That was built in 1885 for Cape May's Mayor James Hildreth. Wish I were here in 1842 when 43 acres went for $75. How about you? Washington Inn sits on that ground. Okay, Thomas Quake built his colonial revival farmhouse. Didn't like the location. 1856, he moved it to the back of the lot. Unhappy with that, returned it to the front. May not even be there when we come back. They were traveling alongside the George Allen Mansion. He was a dry goods merchant from Philadelphia, came here to party. That explains the 40-foot ballroom inside. It had bedrooms, bathrooms, all the amenities. But look in the backyard for the pride and envy of the neighborhood. That little building with a red roof and a cupola on the top was a two-seater privy.
Oh, how pretty.
Outdoor plumbing. And if you ever enjoyed it, you know why I married a plumber. On the right corner, this was built for a gentleman named Stevens, one of the first to authorize a history of Cape May County. And you came in at Steamboat Landing. 3,000 passengers a day, peak season. But how did you get to your hotel? Uber. Horse and carriage. On your left, you see the carriage houses. Magnolia tree in the corner of the yard. Next corner up on your right, Victorian duplex. They call it mother-daughter house. Twin Gables in 1879 had shared staff quarters under the mansard roof on the third floor. 1870s, Peter McCullum built tract housing here. Victorian didn't want a house to look like her neighbors, so Linda Lee got pointed arch windows. Boccasin, rounded paired windows, later a colonial revival porch. Ashley Rose got square windows, and it boasts indoor plumbing too. Here's how you can tell. That box sticking out on the side, supported by stilts. 1870s, they just made a hole in the bedroom wall. Abracadabra, you had a water closet and the neighbors knew it. In the house, they had to convince people. So they said, trade the path for the bath. Save Grandma that walk out in the backyard. You know what goes on in Atlantic City around here? Well, besides that, they have gambling. Anyway, up ahead, the Mainstay Inn today, back in 1872, was a gentleman's gambling house. Those Jacksons. Well, it has air conditioning, we know that. Up on the top, we have that cupola, okay, floor to ceiling windows, wraparound southern style veranda, and females coming and going from the second floor. And it wasn't a hotel. Probably out of season storage. Look up ahead to your left for a 60-foot tower on that green building, which is the Abbey. Looks like a church, doesn't it? Built in 1869 for a Pennsylvania coal baron, J.B. McCreary. What a dad! 4 years later, he built the cottage in back of him for his son George. Has a funny bulging roof on the cottage. That's a convex mansard. And there's only one other one in the whole city. If you find it, say Hucklebuckle Beanstalk. Left corner, the Humphrey Hughes house, about 1903. Has the gambrel roof, wraparound porch, named after a sea captain because the original owner made false teeth and it wasn't too romantic. Queen Victoria's that bold green building across the street from 1880.
Wow.
Sorry, the Queen can't get the phone. She's on the throne. And if you look up ahead to your left, you see an upside-down ice cream cone. Beauclair's, coming out of the Queen Anne turret with a conical roof, is a single-person porch the locals call the mother-in-law porch. That's the concave mansard style. Love the paint colors, though. Autumn muted earth tones. And they outline the doors or windows with a darker color to pick up the gingerbread. I'll bet you've heard of the J.B. Stetson hat family from Philadelphia, right? Just nod, we're going to do it anyway. His daughter Ann Norris in 1915 built a home on the opposite left corner. But new owners came in the 1950s. They took all the old hats and hat boxes to the dump. Who was to know? The brown shingle building on your right was built for the younger brother of President James Buchanan. And they had speaking tubes in every room of the house to summon the servants. Ta-da! I love to see the sun shining on the Chalfont. 1876. Been in business non-stop ever since. And this was built for Colonel Henry Sawyer, Cape May Civil War hero. He was wounded 7 times, held at the notorious Libby prison, and about to be executed. Until his wife intervened. She pleaded with President Lincoln, "Save my husband." They had the son of Robert E. Lee in the northern prison camp, that helped. So when business loaded with the railroad, they had to do some marketing. You spend $2,000 to build a home here at Cape May, we'll give you a free summer's pass on the railroad. Jacob Leeming built the Belmont ahead on your right in 1879, and $200 short. What would any red-blooded Victorian do but load on the gingerbread, right? Brought the bill up to $2,000. Got his $25 pass. And this used to be the last street over before the ocean. That was all marsh. What happens if you have a falling out with your neighbor? How about take your house somewhere else? That little yellow cottage on your right used to be out at Cape May Point. Yep, they floated it down beach, rolled across the marshes to the present location. Love those picket fences. The Victorians liked them so much they made a TV series out of them. Anyway, wrought iron was popular too, but that didn't hold up too well in the salt air of the seashore. We've got a little carpenter's cottage on your right. And take a deep breath as we turn on to Cow Path. They
Moving
call
too
it Main
fast.
Street
Yeah,
today.
Green.
This is one of the oldest residential streets. We have the J.
Jesus.
Spicer Leeming House on the left, Franklin Hughes on the right. And you don't tamper with the architecture. You need permission of the Historic Preservation Commission before you make any changes. Even a new house has to look old. That greenhouse on your left, 1986.
Wow.
Stratton Warehouse on your right is from 1868. Beautiful jigsaw gingerbread. Joseph Hall Cottage, coming up, has original wrought iron fence and unique open porch posts. blue building on your left was the Baltimore Hotel in 1868. Actually, the rooms were small, but the porches were big, and they didn't care. They wanted to be out getting the air, but stay out of the sun. The blue house on the right and one past it were twins in 1849. 40 years later, they jacked up the blue house, gave it a 20-over-11 porch and a bay window. Started out looking like the Federal-style cherry house. What a difference a porch makes. The social system. They could show off their company while we strolled up and down. And what could be better than the white building with brown trim? See the belly on that baby? That rounded section was so you could bring out your parlor furniture and be comfortable while you showed off your company. Then we have the Mourning Dove on your right from 1866. Hiya, Tom. Beautiful restoration. It has a flat mansard roof and Italianate base. And that was one of our founding members, Tom Carroll, from up in the gable.
1491. Oh my
And if you believe that, I've got a bridge I'd like to show
Yeah,
you.
right, right.
Thumbprint Cottage is ahead of us for tract housing in the 1880s. Got the name from leaping through Carpenter's catalog. Presbyterian Church on your left is from 1898. Beautiful stained glass. And that's home to Eastland Performing Group, one of the two professional equity groups in town, performing Dorothy Parker. Marion Inn Restaurant was Collins Tower, 135 years ago. Then that gold building on your left is Prince Albert B&B. 1879, others before it would have lost to the fire. John Philip Sousa performed a whole week of evening concerts here in 1882. Accompanied by the U.S. Marine Band. Opening night, he performed Congress Hall March, composed just for the occasion. President Benjamin Harrison had a summer White House in the 1890s. You may have noticed two orange roof buildings at the back. One was built, well, in 1882 for Edmund Knight and Joseph Evans. Mr. Knight built this Congress Hall, and he said nothing could ever block my view of the ocean, except for our cars. Okay, Congress Hall. Actually underwent a $23 million restoration completed in 2002. Now it's one of the jewels in the crown of architecture in Cape May. Something for everybody on the Dr. Henry Hunt Cottage to your left. Check it out. Queen Anne gazebo with a finial on the top. Turned porch post, shark's tooth and fish scale shingles. Mansard roof, Gothic scissor truss, Italianate pair of brackets, stick brackets, ornamental ironwork for cresting, Queen Anne style windows, gingerbread trim. If I've forgotten it, forget it. Day late and a dollar short. Well, look at the Victorian Hotel on your left. And across the street at the Pink House from the 1880s. It used to sit there, gonna be torn down in the 1960s when the owner of a local newspaper paid $1. Moved it across the street, good deal on it. And up the street behind us was the site of the Ocean House Hotel where the fire started. Pinkerton detectives came in, it was arson in the 1860s. Strange floor plan. Didn't even have an entrance hall. You just barged into the parlor. And to beat that, the dining rooms were small. That didn't bother the lady of the house. She made the same thing for dinner we do. Reservations. And of course we have our All Wars Memorial Park that was just completed this winter. Okay, we saw several of the Queen's buildings. But coming up on your right, the blue building, you see, is the Queen's House of Royals from 1876. If you wanted to gamble, you went up the back stairs to the second floor. Some of the guys went on to the third floor for a little night music, and there was no band. Dr. Ware had the pharmacy there. The Queen's Cottage is behind it. And big blue roof on your left, our public library, which used to be out on Washington Street. And when they moved, did they pack up the books? No. They poured a human chain that passed books by the thousand, hand to hand to fill out the shelves. Okay, I see Captain Mays in on the left corner.
Cape May Beach on our last night here. What a beautiful night.
Wow. Wow.
It's a perfect house for Halloween haunts. Wow.
How do you insure it?
Oh my God, it's huge. Needs some work. Oh wow.
Would you believe it's a
Duplex.
duplex?
Oh, for rent. Oh my God. Oh. It's a beautiful house, but it needs some work. Somebody lived here. The window units. Oh. Ooh, just in time for Halloween. Ooh. 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 See the ghosts? Scary. Huh. Well, it's worth a fortune, I'll bet. Wow. Ooh, it's haunted. Last night at the Southern Mansion. Oh, it was fabulous. Beautiful B&B.